So here we're subtracting mixed numbers, but this time the fraction in the number that we're subtracting is larger than the fraction in the number that we're subtracting from. So first we have 2 and 1/4 minus 1 and 11/12. We know that to subtract fractions we need the denominators to be the same, so we need to find an equivalent fraction for 1/4 which has a denominator of 12. So instead of 2 and 1/4, we can rewrite our question with 2 and 3/12. That's equivalent to 1/4 because 4 times 3 is 12 and 1 times 3 is 3. But we need to subtract 1 and 11/12, so the fraction in our subtrahend is larger than the fraction in our minuend. So what we can do here is exchange 1 whole for 12 more 12s. So 1 less than 2 is 1, and that gives us 12 more 12s, so we can add the denominator to the numerator. 12 plus 3 is 15, the denominator stays the same, so 1 and 15/12 is the same as 2 and 3/12. But now we can subtract 1 and 11/12. 15/12 minus 11/12 is 4/12, and 1 minus 1 is nothing, so our answer is just 4/12. Now we have 3 and 3/10 minus 1 and a half. Again, we need to make the denominators the same, so we need to find a fraction equivalent to 1/2 which has a denominator of 10. So we can rewrite our question as 3 and 3/10 minus 1 and 5/10. That's equivalent to a half, because 2 times 5 is 10 and 1 times 5 is 5. But here 5/10 is larger than 3/10, so again we need to exchange with our whole number. We need to exchange one of our wholes for 10 more tenths. So 1 less than 3 is 2, and that gives us 10 more tenths, so 10 plus 3 is 13, and the denominator stays the same. So 2 and 13/10 is the same as 3 and 3/10, but now we can subtract 1 and 5/10. 13/10 minus 5/10 is 8/10, and 2 minus 1 is 1, so our answer is 1 and 8/10. Now let's show fraction bars to see what we did. So for this first question, we started with 2 and 1/4, but we needed to subtract 12ths, so we changed that 1/4 into 3/12. But we needed to subtract 11/12, so we exchanged one of our wholes for 12 more 12ths, and if we do that here, we now have 1 whole and 15/12. So now we can take 11/12 away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we were also subtracting 1 whole, and that left us with just 4/12 left in blue. Then for this question, we started with 3 and 3/10. We were subtracting 1 and a half, but 1 and a half is the same as 1 and 5/10, and we only had 3/10. So we exchanged one of our wholes for 10 more tenths. That meant that we had 2 wholes and 13/10. So we could take 5/10 away to give us 8/10, and we also needed to subtract 1 whole, and that gave us 1 and 8/10 as our answer. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that was helpful. If you're a teacher or a parent, then please subscribe or go to keystage2maths.com to download resources for this lesson and many more. That's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.